It's day 5 of the 5-day energy reset, and we have had quite a week. We have really dug deep into your 7 energy centers to help you figure out how to turn them on, to chill them out, to keep them centered and balanced, and really to reset so that you can really show up as your best on this crazy roller coaster of life, whether it's in your workplace, whether it's with your family, whether it's as a human in this world. So I want to just do a quick recap so that you can really remember what we did and then talk about what you need to do next. So on day 1, we did that visualization. We did the 6-month jump so that you could really feel what you want, to really get clear on where you want to go. And I had you journal about it because once your body, mind, and spirit have that vision to align to, it makes our action steps so much more clear. It makes it so much easier for us to say, I need to do this, this, and this. It makes it so much easier to know what to say no to when we have that vision for our future. Whether you need a vision for today, whether you need the 6-month like we did, or whether you want to go farther into the future, it's always going to be that same process. What's that end point first? Knowing that it could always change, but you need to have that clear vision. Then on day 2, we identified your stressors and your roadblocks that historically and right now have tended to knock you off your path, that have pulled your focus, that have roadblocked you despite your best mental and emotional intentions. They have come along to say, no, this is not happening. And sometimes those things are external and uncontrollable, but sometimes they're internal. It can be trauma from the past, bad habits, things in our lives that we haven't set up correctly, and so we're putting out fires or we're creating our own drama. And those are hard to own. But on day 2, we did dig into that, and I gave you the opportunity to really be honest with yourself, as hard as that can be. Then on day 3, we had that longer video. Remember where I had you look at the vision that you have for yourself, the stressors and roadblocks that you have, to use those to identify where you might be misaligned in your 7 energy centers, where you might be overactive, drained, or where you might actually be nice, charged up, centered, and balanced in those 7 energy centers. And as we went through those 7, I asked you to give yourself just a little self-rating. Are you drained? Are you overcharged? Are you balanced? And then the next day, we looked at different activities that you could do based on where you needed to be reset. This is the 5-day energy reset. And I wanted to give you true action steps that you could do right now. And we did that every single day. And day 4 yesterday, we looked at little activities that you could do, whether you decided to do all 7 and you wanted to really get into it, or whether you just identified where you were not centered or charged and you just chose those of the 7 energies. That was up to you to customize the experience to where you are at with your work and your life. Today, it's about synthesizing that, bringing those together and saying, now what do I need to do next? So what I'm going to ask you to do now is to think about those 7 energy centers that we talked about. They were motivation, creativity, confidence, relationships, communication, strategy, and vision. And in the areas where you know that you needed the reset, whether you did the activity yesterday or you still need to do it, what are the first 3 things that you can do to keep those moving forward? So let's say that you're really struggling in a relationship that you're having with a partner. And that relationship has been drained. Maybe you're not on the same page. Maybe working from home during the pandemic has created some drama. But what are the first 3 little things that you could do to try to get that back on track, to get it rebalanced? Do you need to have a weekly date night? Do you need to have a conversation? Maybe you need to have one of those like, all right, here's where we're at, honest conversations, and tap into your communication energy to ensure that your relationship energy is back on track. Identify those little steps. Maybe you want to get a promotion. Maybe you feel stuck in your job, and that stuck feeling is, part of your vision energy. Well, what are those first 3 things you can do to get that vision unstuck so you can see a clearer path for your career? Maybe you need to set up a coffee with a potential mentor or your boss or someone in HR. Maybe you need to do some research on other career fields or other job paths. Maybe you need to join a networking group where you can get more connected with other people and start to create some dialogue around what do you actually want to do. So for the energies that weren't centered, what are the first 3 steps that you can take and then actually go do them? Now that will be overwhelming if all 7 were not charging right. So then I want you to start with the one that feels the most painful, the one that feels hardest, because that's going to create the most impact right away when you start working on those areas that are challenging. Okay? So that is just the little synthesis and the next steps. Now you could also join me for a full day retreat. I have a full day retreat coming up. And at that retreat, it's called the Energy Now Retreat. We're going to follow my Nama Sync method, where we're going to really, truly dig into your energies, change the course of your life with the steps that you take that day and beyond. Now, the Nama Sync method is now mentality, assessment, momentum mindset, alignment, stress management, yoga, nature, and cellular health. Now, don't let those last couple things freak you out. We're not doing a yoga retreat. I am a certified yoga teacher, but we do yoga in the most gentle way that activates your 7 key energy centers. So at that retreat, we're going to tap into the Nama Sync method, all of those things I just listed, through identifying your goals, figuring out where you're at with some assessments, doing some exercises that get you clear on where you're drained, where you're activated, beyond what we did in this 5-day challenge. We're going to look at how to create momentum and what are the really specific next steps. How are you going to align your energy? We're going to do several different activities throughout the day to align the energy, whether it's using the nature and the yoga and the cellular health and the stress management techniques that are the sync part of Nama Sync, whether it's pen to paper, picking up the phone, sending an email. We're going to work on it that day. And then, yes, we are going to work on the sync pieces of it. What are your specific stress management techniques and how can you implement them into your life so that you have less stress amidst this roller coaster we're on? How can you activate and align and charge up those energy centers with some gentle yoga moves? You can wear jeans to this. You could wear a dress if you needed. They're not challenging yoga moves. They're just little poses that turn on the 7 energy centers when you need them most. We're going to do some nature stuff. So we'll actually have some time that day where we're going to be out in nature, where we connect, we do some sensory stuff that actually turn your energy on hardcore. It's awesome. And then we'll look at cellular health and how your cellular health drives your mental and emotional state. So it's going to be a really awesome, fun day. You can sign up for that. You can write it off to work because it is a professional development opportunity as well. So the expense can be charged back to your workplace, but it's an investment that's worth it for yourself as well. You know, you pay for your kids' hockey camps, your partner pays for golf clubs and golf memberships. You know, you deserve to spend some money on yourself as well. It's for men and women. It's for all professions, whether you work in a traditional corporate career, whether you're a stay-at-home parent, whether you are in government or healthcare or education. It's for all types of people. All ages are welcome, as long as you're an adult. No kids, no kid care that day. Although some events I have, there's kid care, but not this one. So set aside that day for yourself. It's going to be an awesome way for you to really get charged up, turned on, ready for action to really tackle that vision that you have for yourself, for your future. So I hope you will join me for that. If you are not comfortable in a retreat group setting, we can work one-on-one as well. So reach out if you want some information on that. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you for joining me for this 5-day energy reset, and can't wait for our next journey together.